So, the media is bashing Klopp again due to his comments from a loaded question from the journalist to even start with that Klopp, called out at the beginning of the press conference anyway, in the beginning of the question, should I say, about his comments over the financial ceiling of Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain and now Newcastle as well. And as I said, the question was loaded, which Klopp called out at the time, like they already knew the answer they were going to get, and they were kind of trying to build some sort of narrative, for the game that we've got tomorrow against City. And sometimes, some of the stuff they do, it's just a bit snide, isn't it, really? Do you know what I mean? But it's journalists, they've got to sell papers or get clicks on websites now, shall we say. And his comments are correct. And before any other supporter starts coming to me now saying, like, yeah, but you've gone and bought Alisson and Van Dijk. Yeah, we only did that because we sold Coutinho for like 140 odd million or whatever it was. Oh, you bought Darwin Núñez this summer for 100 million or 100 million euros, is it, or something like that? We made 120 million in prize money alone from last season for playing nearly every single game. So it's not like our owners are like pumping money into the club. That's the one big thing that us Liverpool fans are kicking off about. Like we spend the money we earn, and that's the difference. And that's why he says our financial ceilings are different. Their owners can pump money into these clubs through, shall we say, shell companies. Like this new one that's appeared that's got no website or anything like that popped up just about around the time that, City signed Haaland, Not that I'm saying anything's going on there or anything, but, just keep your eye out for that one, Do a little bit of Google searching and you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, Klopp's comments are completely not correct. Like, our ownership model and business model is completely different from these three teams. We've got to live within our means. We can only spend what comes in. Our owners put nothing into our club, like legitimately. And it's not just our club as well. Like the Boston Red Sox right now, their fans are going through the exact same thing. Lack of investment. So that's the bits there. And it all kind of like ties up, does this, into something that I think us as Liverpool fans need to get to grips with. We need to keep hold of Jurgen Klopp for as long as possible, and if we keep with these owners, because he is the reason why we are competing with Manchester City for the past couple of seasons. Yes, this season things have not gone right. There is rumours behind the scenes that players were offered to Klopp, but he turned them down. And, Klopp is at fault sometimes for staying loyal to players that maybe he should have moved on, or, counting on players not to have an injury-ravaged season when we all kind of know they're going to have one. I'm talking about Naby Keita, the Ox. Thiago picks up injuries, He doesn't have a team that's guaranteed, shall we say. There's these rumours going around about tomorrow's game, for instance, that Kanate is going to miss it. Gomez is going to centre-back with Virgil. And we're going to be playing James Milner at right-back. Like, I don't know about you, but I'd probably put Calvin Ramsey there if he's fit, and do what we did with Trent. When, if I'm wrong, let me know, but wasn't Trent's first game against Manchester United? Just, if this kid's got anything about him, throw him in against City. He'll have the energy to get back and defend, and not make a mistake that I think James Milner's probably going to be making at right back, and I'm not looking forward to that if that's true, James Milner at right back. No offence, James, I think you're a role model to the team. I think you've done really well for the club since you've come in, but I think your roles you shouldn't be playing in the squad right now. I'm afraid, unfortunately, you really shouldn't. But those fans that for the past few weeks that have been calling for Jurgen's head, you need to give your head a shake, guys, because when Jurgen leaves, and I've got a funny feeling, if things keep going the way they are, it could happen sooner than his contract ending. And I'm not talking about FSG sacking him. I'm talking about potentially he could walk away if he's not given what he wants. Then we will be in dire straits, I would say, because he is the reason why we're doing as well as we have been, basically. And I was going to do a video about something else, actually, that kind of ties into something else that happened today. I didn't realise, but apparently today is 12-year anniversary since FSG bought us, you know. What are your thoughts on that? How would you rate them for the past 12 years? If I'm being honest, I'd say it's okay. They're not the best owners, but they're definitely not the worst either. Whichever one it is. You know, we could have had better owners, definitely, who are football people, and I'm not talking about just billionaires, but they're not the worst as well. We could have had someone else who's bought other clubs in the past few years while FSG's been there and ran the club into the ground, you know, like, not ran them perfectly well. You know, the guy who bought Everton, like, what's going on over there, do you know what I mean? Like, they've not been as rash as them. We'll say, though, when they first bought the club, and yes, we did sell Fernando Torres, when we bought Suarez and Andy Carroll, and then was it the next summer after that we went and got like Stuart Downing and, you know, like a few other midfielders, I thought, oh, that's actually putting some money into the club, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think when Damien Comolli at the time was in charge, I think that kind of bit him on the arse, and they kind of stopped it there and then, didn't they, after that? But who would have thought, like, if we'd have had Klopp then and Michael Edwards at the time, maybe things would have been different. But yeah, anyway, this anniversary thing, anyway, it all ties up to something that I saw on Twitter the other day that I was going to do a video on, but I wasn't too sure if I should or not, because it is legitimately just like a rumour right now, and it's just something that I saw on Twitter. I just reached to get my phone, sorry, my bad. That basically I saw a few things on Twitter here. So Matt Dickinson, who is the senior sports writer at the Times, tweeted out, at the FT Live event where Sir Jim Ratcliffe confirmed he held talks with Joel Avram Glazer about buying Man United, was given no encouragement, but he said that his company, I am not even going to try and pronounce that name, still want to buy a premium asset in football, so could look elsewhere, as we can't sit around hoping United would one day become available, right? And then another character who does football finance and is associated with the Anfield Index, and he does is a wrestling writer for the Mirror Sport. Like, I know this doesn't sound all too good and everything with what I'm saying, but just bear with me. He basically said that Liverpool and Tottenham would be the most likely potential targets for Ratcliffe if United remained unattainable. FSG and the owners of Tottenham both privately have been open to selling their clubs for the right price for a while. Now, Jim Ratcliffe is, if I remember correctly, the second richest man in England, and he almost went and bought Chelsea for $4 billion, but he came in late to the buying process and he wasn't chosen, even though he was offering more money. I'm pretty sure that's correct, than the guy who ended up buying Chelsea. So if he was willing to buy Chelsea for $4 billion, we could have somebody there who could potentially buy Liverpool, who does have some money, who is a football fan, but he is a Man United fan, apparently, allegedly a Man United fan. But to be fair, I wouldn't hold that against him, because we've got, at the moment, FSG, who are not even football fans, full stop. So if we had a football fan in place who wanted us to succeed and had the money to back it up, then that's a win-win for me, Man United or not. Like, do you really think that the people who own Newcastle and PSG and Man City, like, are lifelong supporters of them clubs? No, they're not. Like, if you're going to be real with yourself, them people that own them clubs are probably going to be Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal fans. If they're going to pick a team from England, Chelsea, you know, City's not even going to be up there. So just because the owner doesn't support the club doesn't mean that they're going to be bad owners. Just because they've got a lot of money as well also doesn't mean they're going to be good owners. You know, there's pros and cons of it all. But my main point with the Jim Ratcliffe thing is there's a lot of stuff that goes around about him, that he tries to get all these people to invest into things, and, you know, it never happens. So I just thought I'd just mention it just because I'd seen it, and there was rumblings going on as well that there's something not right at FSG right now between the higher ups, where there's a split. potentially where some want to stay, some want to sell. You know, the dollar as well, like, is doing so much better right now against the pound, due to everything that's going on worldwide. Like, is some of them FSG potentially thinking that now's the time to cash in? Like, we'd get more money for our money, basically, if we sold now due to the valuations, you know, like. But if you had to put a figure on it for Liverpool, like, what would you say? You know, if Chelsea's just been sold for like 2 billion, I think you're looking at around 4.5-5 billion for Liverpool, just being honest. And if Ratcliffe was willing to spend that to buy Chelsea, and he was trying to buy United, and, you know, if we're all being honest, United probably would cost more than Liverpool, then maybe we're the happy medium in the middle of something he could buy and could purchase, you know. Something to think about, guys, anyway, innit? Like I say, take it with a pinch of salt. It's probably nothing. If Liverpool was sold, I don't think we'd hear about it. It'd literally just be like what happened with Man City, where we're going to wake up one morning and it'll be like, boom, it'll be all over. Liverpool's been bought by so-and-so, so-and-so. We won't hear about it, I don't think. But anyway, guys, let me know down below what your thoughts are on the Jurgen Klopp situation in his comments. Let me know what you think about the 12-year, 10-year of FSG. And if you had to put a price on Liverpool and you were being realistic, what would you say it would be? Let me know down below. Give this video a like, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and keep up to date with everything I've got going on. And I'll catch you in the next one.